here that the second account is already closed, blah blah blah. So we've seen this before. If one of the dupes has an existing suspension, so what do we need to know here? What's the point of this example? So if one of the accounts has a suspension for policy violation, before we had one suspension for unsuccessful fluencies, but since that is not from MQ, I'm not quite sure if we should reinforce the suspension and suspend the other. But if that suspension was for, let's say, a scam or permanent suspension for multiple violation on advertising, DTR, stuff like that, then we need to reinforce the permanent suspension on the duplicate account. So that's why here it says that if one of the dupes has an existing suspension for policy violation, all the dupes should be suspended. For influencers, we don't allow dupes, so we need to notify them. As we said before, we had an example that there were two duplicates and we were notifying them both. We were notifying them for duplicate accounts. So my example for duplicate accounts was just to show you when you have a duplicate account, and let's say as before the example we had low QP, low quality profile. So here under templates we go for Control V, multiple. How was it? Or was it here? Let me just try to find it. Let me just go duplicate. Oh my god, where is the no jar? Should be here. Multi account. Don't I have did that multiple? Have I deleted that? Let me just go to the original template. Here it is. I think somewhere in the presentation there is a explanation. Okay, I will check this later. I'm not sure also, but I have used the template once or twice before. So let us continue with this here. So if those three were active, we let them slide. Okay, so this is the part when we told that if the client's profile were active, we would let them slide. Continue on as we stopped here. If the user has one account as a client and another as a freelancer, then we need to approach them like we approach freelancers and notify both. The important here is also how do you look for a dupe. So as we said before, here there is the standard procedure. User AOA should check AA, similar names, similar addresses, similar email, IP addresses, and if there is if confirmed, follow the process as seen in the spreadsheet. Let me just go to the cheat sheet and find the duplicate. Duplicate. Let me just find it here. It is for NAR, first violation for low quality profile. What do we do? The explanation. Let me just deceptive market duplicate. Oh my god, what's going on? Multi profile cheat sheet. Duplicate accounts. We do not follow detection of for non-compliance. Title flag on for policy violation. Suspend. Okay. 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 I think we can continue on, and later on, I don't know why I don't have the duplicate accounts. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Again, I haven't worked on proof for a while. Let me just continue on with the process. So here we have an example that I have transferred from the room that Freud shared with us for training. So these are duplicate accounts. We need to notify them for duplicates. We don't suspend them. We warn. Unless one of the duplicates, as we said before, is already suspended for profile violation, then we should suspend. So this one is suspended for IDV. So he needs to complete IDV. Here we have Adrian Gora, Adrian Gora, Adrian Gora. The emails are similar, Adrian Gora. So let me see the IP addresses. The IP addresses are the same as we can see here, this one. And this is different. But the name and the email are quite the same. Because here he has not provided address, not yet. And as we can see here, there's a warning sent. And when we send a warning, we say, if there are 10 accounts duplicate, we say, warn him for this, and this account. Here we warn him for the other 2 accounts. If he has 4 here, there are only 3 in the example, but he has 4 duplicate accounts. So we just warn him and tell him that he has duplicate accounts and he needs to contact us in order to close them. There's another example. Let's say there's let me just freelance entity. Okay. So here we have a contractor. We can see here that this is also a client and a contractor. As we can see here, contractor and a client, and he has a profile, problem solver. So what does it say here? What do we need to do? How can we determine? This is now set on private, yeah, and we need to sudo the profile. I think we have done sudo before for FARTM. So we need to do sudo on both on the freelancer and the client. And also check, let me see, what's the picture of? Yeah, the title. Yeah, we can see that there is a, just to be sure that he has a freelancer site. So he has a title on the profile. So he has client and freelancer. If he's chatting on client and freelance, then he is in a way a client and also a freelancer. So if the user is a pure client, then the profile field will not reflect a valid freelancer title. So